What is going on, everybody? DJMINES here. So look, finally we get to have the information that we've been looking for, which is the new Iceriver Kaspa ASIC. Iceriver's been a pinnacle to Kaspa mining because it was the first ASIC, at least to my knowledge and to most of the public's knowledge, and it's been a fantastic company up until recently. Some of the KS3Ms have had a lot of issues. Besides that, I think it's been pretty solid, but finally we get the announcement of the KS5L. Now keep in mind, it is the L. They've done this before. A lot of the times, in my opinion, the L version is kind of like the substandard version, or maybe just didn't perform as well. You can't really overclock, you can't really do much with it, or sometimes, I don't know, Iceriver has these strange tricks sometimes where that's already their overclock, so they'll kind of claim. So let's just look at it, and I do like to give a shout out to Nismo Miner because he is up early on Easter morning just like I am, and he's the one who tagged me and just kind of gave me the heads up. He said, DJ Waters, you getting one? So shout out to my boy over there, Nismo Miner. So looking at Iceriver, this is the newest machine, 12 terahash, so quite a jump from their most recent models, which was the 9 terahash. I actually own one of those. That's the KS3, 3400 watts, so you know, a little bit more wattage there, and they're saying about $13,000. The sale starts on 31 March at 8 a.m. so I'm guessing it already happened or is happening at the moment. So that's pretty crazy to think about. It says shipping from April 15th to April 30th. If we click on it here, let's see, do they have any for sale? Buy now? I don't know. KS5L, yeah, actually I do see it, and I could actually buy it right now, and I could use USD, which I'm not going to do, Bitcoin, Ethereum, USDT, ERC20, and TRC20. So if we look at Bitcoin, it just broke above 70,000, and Kaspa's price is not doing too hot. So yeah, I mean, you know, it's top 50 coin still, which is really nice. Like to think that Kaspa will pick up in due time. Just wait. Max voltage, I know you give me a hard time. Litecoin's beating Kaspa. Yes, it is. Okay, so let's talk about the electric right here. Let's talk about where it's going to kind of fit in. So I'm at 16 cents, so that's what we'll be looking at today. Though keep in mind, if you're at 10 or under, it doesn't really change that much in profitability with these Kaspa miners. So the number one ASIC right now is the KS5 Pro 21 terahash. That is from Bitmain, and then also the KS5 regular, which is 20 terahash. And if we just look at the wattage here, I mean, you could see 3150 wattage, so much better wattage here for the Bitmain. Now the price for the Bitmain also cost almost $40,000, so that's something to consider as well. Yes, less wattage, much more hash rate at 21, and like I said, this one's at 12, so not quite 2x, but almost 2x. So you know, you got to ask, who is the KS5L for? We'll talk about that in just a moment. And again, this is the 20 terahash, so slightly worse, but hey, you know what, a little bit less wattage, looking good, making about $130 a day at 16 cents. Now I think the closest competitor is the IB-Link 11 terahash at 3400 watts. This thing's earning you about $61 per day, and I wouldn't be surprised if that went up, if, you know, obviously the Kaspa price went up, but hey, at the moment it has not. But about 2 or 3 days later, Bitmain said, I have the biggest you know what in the room, and decided to shit all over this thing. So man, IB-Link, anybody bought an IB-Link? That's unfortunate, man. It's still a great machine, don't be too sad. It says about 7 months break even time, and you're earning about 461 Kaspa a day. But yeah, it's pretty much the same thing here. If we do go back and look at the KS5L, 13,000, let me see, I think IB-Links are selling for about that. So me personally, you know, I'd actually rather go for the Iceriver. I hope this isn't the actual picture that they're giving you. Man, this looks awful. As someone who has 2 KS2s, a KS0, and a KS3, man, it looks so much better in real life. I really hope this isn't it. This looks really bad, but hey, at the end of the day, who cares what it looks like? It's just, God, man, for 13,000, can we make it look a little nicer? I don't know. It's just so bland. Kind of reminds me of like Koi Miner or something. And honestly, the Koi Miners, if you ever knew what those were, so they were like cheaper Bitcoin miners, they actually look a little bit better than this one does right here. So yeah, not too impressed there. All right, so if we compare it to the KS3, this is again the Bitmain one. Yeah, you know, I think it's similar pricing at the making of this video, 8.3 terahash. So definitely a step up, right? A big step up for sure when it's coming to these Kaspa miners. The problem is now we have miners that are at the same wattage or less, and they're almost 2x the hash rate. So at the moment, it doesn't really make sense to me. Though that being said, $13,000 compared to $40,000, like definitely not the best thing to get at the moment, in my opinion. Again, you know, it's so profitable and the bull run is coming. If you believe in Kaspa, I could see it potentially being pretty good, but you really got to get in day one. And yeah, you understand, right? Kaspa's mining is very difficult. It's not like Bitcoin or something where you buy it, you're good for a couple years for the most part, and you're pretty confident in it. It's kind of sketchy out there in the field right now for Kaspa. It kind of always has been, besides like the very first couple batches. So I don't know. Let me know what you would think. I'm on the fence on it, man. I'm on the fence. Look at this thing, man. KS5L. while. It'd probably be waiting, I think, for sure. Just looking around at their website. There's so many new machines that just keep coming out, man. I don't know. What would you recommend, guys? Would you be buying this? Shipping right now or about to ship in about 15 to 30 days? Not the worst machine, not the greatest machine. Personally, I would not be buying directly from Iceriver. You know, you got to think about the tariffs. So let's pull up the golden calculator here. The golden calculator, I already put in $13,000 times 0.25 because that's about the tariff that you're going to pay. That's $3,250 extra. So think about that, man. That's going to be $16,250 if you live in the US. $16,250. Now, what could you do with $16,250? You could do a lot of things, man. You could pretty much buy a better machine or much closer to a better machine. But even $16,000 compared to the KS5 costing around $32,000, I think you really got to weigh it out, right? It's not the worst buy in the world, but certainly it's definitely not the best buy in any way. And obviously this isn't like a home miner thing. So yeah, if it were me, I'd be looking at something like this, Crypto Miner Bros. You can use code DJMINES or even Terra hashes. I'll put a link for both of these in the description below. Simply because the tariffs, man. Are you going to get it a little bit later? Yes. Will the price go up a couple $100, maybe even up to $500? I definitely think so. But if you think about it, do some math here, you're going to save a few $1,000s on the tariffs. I recently got my KA box. It actually hasn't arrived yet. It came to customs, right? And I had to pay $410. Now that was directly from Gold Shell. A very similar idea with Iceriver, right? They're going to declare the full value of this thing, as they should, wink, wink, right? But yeah, at the end of the day, when your machine comes and you're so happy, you're going to get DHL or UPS or someone's going to notify you and say, hey, we need $3,250 extra on top of what you've already paid so you can get your machine. So I don't know, is $3,000 really worth it for you? At that point, I mean, you're so freaking rich. You got 16 G's, little Timmy, right? You're balling out and shit. So maybe it's not a lot of money for you, but if it's not a lot of money for you, why aren't you buying the KS5 regular? And then, yeah, I don't know, man. It just becomes kind of chasing your tail at that point. And I don't think I would probably recommend this one simply because there's machines that are way better, significantly better at the same wattage. And then it's just a matter of time until we see like the KS7 or whatever's the next thing. I've definitely made a lot of money from Kaspa mining. It's not been a negative experience for me. I got mostly October and November batches of Iceriver. It's been really good. They've definitely all made their money back. I cannot complain. I do think you would make your money back with this machine, and then you still have the machine. So you kind of see how my brain works here. But also when I was buying those machines, they were the best machines on the market. And now you're not even buying the best machine on the market. I think maybe they can't compete with Bitmain. I mean, who really can? They have been pretty much neck and neck with them, or they're going to make the KS5M or whatever they're going to do. And it's just going to keep being this weird thing with Iceriver. So let me know in the comment section below if you are bullish on Kaspa. And then more importantly, are you going to be picking up this miner? It is definitely not a home miner. I'd like to see what Iceriver wants to do against the home miner because the Gold Shell is really, really good. I think it's 1.1 terahash, the KA box, and now the KS0 is only a couple hundred gigahash. So yeah, I'd really like to see them go more for that market, but you have to understand they're creating these ASICs probably for like $500 to $1,000 and flipping them for like 10x, 15, 20, 30x. So I do understand the business model of it. It makes more sense for them to sell that, though you can get a lot more volume from things like the KS0. What would they name that? The KS0 Plus is already out. Would it be like Plus Plus, where it's like 1 terahash? It's kind of like the KS1, and then it's just much better for home miners at 400 watts or something like that. So yeah, that's going to sum it up for this video, guys. Check out all the other videos, like this video, consider subscribing. We're trying to hit 15,000 subs. And if you make it to the end of the video, please put in hashtag water in your comment and I will read your comment. Hashtag water. Love you guys. 15K subs incoming, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. DJ Mines signing out.